Welcome to Skirt Strategies November installment.
And here we are today, and we have a fabulous topic for you today.
More-
Your leadership story.
More fabulous than any other month.
Absolutely.
Actually, they keep getting better.
They pile on.
I'm not kidding. They
Yeah,
really do.
They really do.
All right, tell us about this month.
So your leadership story is about how you view yourself as a leader. And it starts when you're a child, and it moves all the way up until today. And I'm going to really hand this over to Katie. She does a fabulous workshop on writing your leadership story. And so I'd like for her to talk a little bit about that, and then we'll talk a little bit about some of the bios that we just wrote.
I want our leaders to think about what they would say to others if they were to identify their leadership story. Most of us say a bio. I did this, then I did this, then I did this. However, if you think about your past, assuming that those of you that are watching have more than a few years of your career, and even if it's just your career, you also have your childhood, all of that has built up to who you are right now.
Mm-hmm.
All of that contributes to our belief systems that control, or I wouldn't say maybe always control, but at least influence your day-to-day decisions and how you see the world. My mentor coach, Dr. David Kruger, says, our story is not so much what happens to us as what we make of what happens to us. And we like working with women at Skirt Strategies to help them take a look at what they're doing to affect that in a more positive way.
Absolutely.
You know, your childhood, there's something called childhood tapes. Have you heard that term?
Mm-hmm.
Childhood tapes, you go over and over again. Things that you're told. Like belief, and they become belief systems, whether they're true or not. Often it's something that your parents have instilled in you, good or bad. So it's beliefs like, or childhood tapes that go on and on, like, you can't do that because you're a girl.
Right.
Or you'll never be good at blah, blah, blah. Or you should never try. I heard one person say, oh, I'm really bad at managing conflict. Well, listen to that. You don't always have to be bad at managing conflict. You can get better. When you tell yourself those stories, those trends over and over again, you start believing them yourself, and you end thinking beyond it.
Right.
Learned helplessness, we call it. Sometimes it's learned helplessness. So that's a part of the story. We work with women to help create an initial theme, what they want it to be, but really what we did in a recent workshop.
We had a great experience recently, and it was with Big Fish Marketing, Robin Roffler. She took us through just a fascinating write your own story, and we were basically writing our bios, but we had to really delve deep and believe things about ourselves and say things about ourselves that were fairly braggadocious.
Yes. And she encouraged that.
She really did. And when it came out, you were like, well, of course that's what I've done.
Right.
And of course that's how it looks to other people, but I didn't want to brag about
we often
what
don't
I'd
say
done.
it about
we don't
ourselves.
say it about ourselves. And we don't sell ourselves well because of that.
I love the way she had themes. She had themes around kind of a pattern that you had
Mm-hmm.
taken, and you'll know what I mean when I explain them. Like, were you a David and Goliath theme, where you were really David and you had to face up to Goliath, and you overcame incredible odds to be where you are,
Mm-hmm.
or you came from nothing, and you worked your way through law school for 10 years and paid for it and worked 3 jobs to get it done. All of us have had those journeys through our past that I think when they're in our past, we kind of put them in the past and we're like, okay, glad that's over. But we ought to leverage them.
Right.
We ought to
we
use
really
them as a story.
should. We really should. And just as an example, I'll give you my story, which we came up with. This is just the first sentence of it. But at 21, I owned my first restaurant. By the time I was 30, I had 3 successful restaurants and 150 employees. So, I knew that about myself, but I wasn't willing to brag about it. And it really does sound fairly impressive.
Yeah.
And I really did it. As I was moving through it, it was just what I did. Now that I look back on it, it's fairly impressive.
A friend of mine says, live long enough and you learn everything.
That's true.
I
Well,
think
and for those of you who are younger and you think, oh, well, I don't have anything, you really do. So don't get down on yourself, and you have accomplishments. Be proud of your accomplishments. Don't be afraid to tell people who you are and what you do. And write your leadership story in a way that you are a true leader.
So those of you that are monthly subscribers to our membership will have specific tasks this month. We're gonna send you off on pieces of writing that story and checking into your enabling beliefs and maybe some of your limiting beliefs, and we might ask you to spend a little time introspectively with that, and we'll have another couple of challenges for you. If you're not a monthly member, you can become one at any point in time. Please subscribe, and you can always subscribe to our free newsletter where you will get our videos without having to ask. We'll send you the videos.
Yes.
Isn't that nice? They don't have to ask. We just send them.
That's right.
That's right.
They'll come right to your email whether you want them or not.
Ah, it's a great month. And it's Thanksgiving month. That kind of fits well with Thanksgiving,
Oh, yeah.
doesn't it?
Be thankful
We did that
for
on
who you
purpose.
are. Yeah.
That's all for now. We'll
Thank
see
you.
you.
Bye.